Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is on tactics and the instructions of what I've found to be quite meta at the moment. There was a period where these was used by a lot of people, and then the 5-3-2 or the 5-2-1-2 they came in, they overtook it. But I was playing FIFA while using these tactics before, and I was enjoying the game, and I had a way better team then. Obviously, you can see my team's not very good at the moment. Still managed to get gold free with this team, so that's nice and comfy. Working our way back up, we're near enough in Division 2 again. So it's quite good how the tactics are working with a team where my only good players is Maradona, Rooney, and Mbappe. The midfield in game is shocking, the defense in game is shocking, but it works. And these are what I found to be very meta, like I said, and very fun to play with because they're quite attacking. What I'd say is give them a try for yourself. Don't just judge them off of what they look like. Give them a try. They are working, and they're very effective. They are very effective, especially when people don't know how to deal with many attackers coming at them. And it seems to be breaking down drop back quite well. Seems to be breaking down the five at backs quite well. It's just working overall in general. We've got four of them here, as you can see. There's going to be quite some consistency between the tactics. And you'll notice that there's a lot of consistency, and you can see they are all free backs. And this is what I mean. Don't just judge them by being free backs and think, no, I'm going to play him. Give them a try. Tell me what you think in the comments and all that. Tell me if you think there's anything better that's working for you. If you want me to try anything out. But without further ado, let's get into it. And before I've mentioned, you've got your ultra defensive, defensive, attacking, ultra attacking. These all say at the bottom, like plan for where you push to get more attacking chances, plan for where you want to receive the ball more, stuff like that, So I've based them around them one. So the ultra defensive is my very defensive tactic, and this one it's not the most attacking tactic, but I've put it in there because this is the most attacking one here, but it's also this is the one where you'd get countered the most because of how it plays in game. However, it can be very, very, very good, and I mean like extremely good at just moving players out of position for the opposition. So let's start with the ultra attacking. So we've got the 3-4-2-1 defensive style balance as always. With a free at back, you never want to do any of the pressures unless you are very, very, very confident at defending. If you're not extremely good or confident at defending, leave it unbalanced. Never go to drop back, because with a free at back, it is just not going to work. And let's be honest, like I said in other videos, if you play drop back, it's just a bit ratty anyway. But you've bought the game, you're allowed to play it however the fuck you want at the end of the day. So we start with balance. We've got the width at 5 and the depth at 5. Long ball for the offensive style, and like I said before, this isn't going to make your players be so far away from each other where you can't pick a pass. It just helps on the wingers or the strikers looking for them gaps where they can run into and then get the ball and pick it up and run. So try long ball. I've got them on all of them. It's working pretty well for me at the moment. Width 4 for offensive. Plays in the box, I've gone for 6. Corners 2 and 1, like always. The players in the box, with it being a free at the back, you don't want to put it all the way up, but you don't want to have it low. It's already a free at back, so your players are going to be up the pitch anyway, so you may as well utilise them. And I found that 6 is like the most balanced, and it's working very, very nice. Now, like I said, onto the formation. This is how it plays in game. So you've got the left forward, right forward, striker, left mid, right mid, 2 centre mids, you're free at back. The way I'd position your players is your defensive players, your 2 fastest players out on the sides. And if you're starting with like a 4 at back, you can see I've got Matty Cash at the moment. That could be, well, when I get coins from rewards, it'll be like Walker, so it'll be Walker dropping into centre back. The Fofana, when I've completed him, that'll be obviously his 86 card. And Koundé, when I can upgrade him, it'll be to anything like a Varane or something like that. But for now, like I said, this team is not the best in defensive midfield, but it's working, which is surprising. So if you have got a god squad, this formation will work even better. Or if you've just got a better squad than what I've got at the moment, it'll just work better. So we've got Mendy, Daniel Podence as left mids and right mids. And for the 3 forwards, so left forward, right forward, striker, pretty much just put them anywhere. So you could play Rooney on the right forward if you wanted to. I've just gone with Kylian Mbappe on the right forward because I feel like he's not as good on his left foot than Rooney is. and Maradona because I don't really like Maradona's finesse shots. I don't feel like they're that strong, so I've played him on the left just for the cross bodies. Into the instructions and how this is going to play. So obviously you've got your free centre back, stay back while attacking normal interceptions. Don't mess about with interceptions. I know a lot of people put them on, they put them on, this one or this one. Yes, some people I've seen use this, and some people I've seen use this one. I'd say just leave it on normal. But anyway, let's get into the centre mids. You want the centre mids on balanced, stay on the edge of the box for the cross, normal interceptions, stick to position, and cover centre. And I'm going to be talking through these quite quick, or as quick as I can. So you might need to pause at some points, to get it all down. But that's for the centre mid. So the left mid and right mid are the exact same. Come back on defence, get in behind, get into the cross, leave the other two just balanced. And you can see that is the same for the right mid as well. Now this essentially means that when they're going forward in this formation, you're going to have 5 men attacking, and your 2 centre mids, having them on where you keep them on, stay on the edge of the box. They're not going to get too committed, but they're not going to stay too far back. So they can be quite good for, especially when people say put 2 of the strikers on, stay forward. These 2 players here will try and cut that pass out, and often do more than not. So that works well. Moving into the right forward, left forward, the exact same. Balance width, get in behind, leave everything the rest as it is. As again, balance width, get in behind, the other 2 leave them the same. As striker, I've got stay central and get in behind, and also balance defensive support. The reason I've put stay central on this one is because you've already got the wide players. If your strikers are going to be going out wide, sometimes you can find yourself that you've not got an actual striker sat in that position. So the left mid and right mid are going to be attacking the left back, right back, or left wing back, right wing back. That's going to drag them out a little bit more. You've got your left forward, your right forward attacking the centre backs, along with the striker who's also attacking the centre back. So they've got to mark them 2 centre backs. Have got to mark 3 people, which is why this is very good for attacking, because it pulls the defence apart basically and works pretty well. Right, so let's go on to the next one. For the next one, this is the attacking tactic. We've got balance again, 5 width, again 5 depth, long ball again, like I've already explained, don't need to explain that again. We've got width 4 again, players in the box 6 again, corners, free kicks, same again. So like I said, the tactics on that screen, they're pretty much the same across all of them. This is how this formation lays out in game, so a lot of people will be quite close to this formation or familiar with this formation. Now you've got the 3 at the back, you got your 4 midfielders who drop into a nice position when defending. So let's get into the instructions for this one. Again, centre backs, leave them as they are. Centre mids again, stay on edge of box, balance attack on both of them, cover centre, leave the other 2 balanced. So that's all you need to do for the 2 centre mids. Right mid and left mid again are both the same. Come back on defence, get in behind. Don't get into the box for a cross, because sometimes if you do that and then you do get countered, they're in the box too deep. So it's best off to leave that unbalanced, because then they decide when it's best to get into the box. And I feel like having it on balanced crossing runs, it's been working a lot more smooth when trying to get the ball back. So yeah, come back on defence, getting behind, the others balanced. Again, come back on defence, getting behind, the others unbalanced. For the cam, you want basic defensive support. This means he's not going to stay forward all the time, and he's not going to come back and offer the most insane amount of help to the defence. But he will drop a bit deeper when defending. Say if you lose a ball and he's on the edge of the box, he'll start to drop back a little bit with the centre mids, which then gives you a 3-man midfield kind of. And then also when you're attacking, he'll get the ball, pass it, moves back into the position, back into his position. I've left it on free roam because with this formation, obviously not having the left forward, right forward, it's got 2 strikers instead. This essentially means that pockets of space that are opened up by your wingers, Maradona for me will find them spaces very well. So if you've got somebody like a Neymar or something like that, I'm sure a lot of people will have by now, they just find that positioning so easy for them. They're just running through open spaces, and it honestly causes defences a lot of problems. Onto the interceptions, leave that balanced. Support on crosses. Now, I have this on balance at the moment. I was playing with it on get into the box, but I'm not too sure which one's the best. I think if I had to choose which one I think is the best for this at the moment, I'd probably say get into the box after playing the games with it. But you can, if you don't want to use get in box, you can try balance crosses on this one, see which one works for you for the best. For me, I think it's getting to the box. If you have a good player in centre, in cam, you want them getting into the box to score goals, because that's mainly where your goals come from. For some reason on this FIFA, your cams get involved a lot more than your strikers, which is pretty weird. Right, so onto the strikers. Both strikers are the same. Stay central, get in behind, balance defensive support again, normal interceptions, and basically just trust your striker, stay in central. It's going to bring two centre backs quite close to each other, and then the left mid, right mid's going to be pulling the left back and right back out of position, or sometimes if they're coming a little bit narrower, because obviously I've got that balanced chance creation, so they're not going to be coming in all the time, but they're not going to be staying out all the time. So, it just opens up a nice space, particularly for the cam, but also getting behind if you've got two pacey players, which again, most people probably have by now, then this works perfect. Absolute wonders. And you can see again, Rooney's on the right hand side because of the crossbodies. Mbappe, for some reason, just doesn't have a weak foot, but his finesse shots are better than his crossbodies. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the same for other people. It's just how I'm playing at the moment. That's what I feel. So let's move into the defensive tactic. Now this is one I was on about where it's a bit more crazy, and you're going to see in a minute. So you've got balance again, 4-bar, 4-bar instead of 5-bar, 5-bar, because this tactic is a bit higher up the pitch. So you don't want them too wide, and you don't want them too high, and you'll see in a minute why. Long ball again, all of them with a long ball. Like I said, probably best tactic to be using for offensive style right now. Width, we've gone on 4. Plays into the box, we're on 6 still. 3 at backs, utilise what you've got. For this formation, I say like you could even go up to 8 if you want, because of the way this formation is in game, but I've just got it at 6 at the moment. Corners, free kicks, obviously same again, 2 and 1. And this is how the formation plays in game. And you can see there's not really many connections. You can see big open spaces, especially from the left wing to the striker and the right wing to the striker. There's open gaps there. But trust me, with the tactics that you're going to be using, it doesn't play like that. It's almost like a 5-man attack, and I mean like all 5 forward. So let's move into them. So start off with the centre backs again, all unbalanced. Also with a keeper, I keep the keeper unbalanced. I never really mess around with them, but defenders still unbalanced. Centre mids yet again, stay on edge of box, cover centre. Don't tell them to stay back, because they're going to be offering support with your 3 at back, but you don't want them getting into the box, so you want to stay on edge of box. Cover centre like always, you don't want them covering wing, because then you've literally got nobody in midfield, and if you do get countered. Attacking support, like I said, don't put it on, stay back. If you're feeling like you've got somebody who you want to be getting in the box, fair enough, get forward. But like I said, for this is fine the way it is. Right, so for our left mid and right mid, these are the exact same again. Cut inside, get in behind, balanced on crossing, that is key. That is a very key one. If you're going to change them, don't change the crossing one. It needs to be balanced. Stick to position, normal interceptions. Right, so the cut inside, if you can imagine right now, we've got Daniel Podence here. He's going to run upwards in a left diagonal arrow into that gap where Rooney is and Mbappe is, and cover that gap. And then the same for Ferland Mendy. Cut inside, getting behind, balanced, other 2 balanced. He's going to go up in a right diagonal line this time, cover that space. So you've essentially got a 5-man here across where the 2 gaps are. You're going to have your 2 left mids. So for the right wing, left wing, exactly same. Come back on defence for these ones, because for some reason on this formation you can't have it on the right mids, so you've got to have it on the right wings or left wing. Come back on defence, balance width, balance support on the support runs, get into the box this time for these. And a normal interception, as you can see, it's the same again. Come back on defence, balance, get into the box, balance. And then Rooney, just leave Rooney on the way he is. In this formation, your striker's going to be playing almost as if he's a cam and a striker at the same time. So having somebody with good stamina is going to help this. And he's going to be able to pick the ball up and move around the spaces, back to the opposition, look for Podence running in that diagonal angle. Then he's going to run back into the box, and it just opens up so many chance creations. So I wouldn't have him on anything other than balance. I'd literally keep that the same. So for this formation, like I said, it's very, very attacking, which is why it's a little bit narrower and a little bit deeper than the others, only by 1 bar. But this is working very well for, if if you feel like an opponent's playing too wide or they're packing the middle of the pitch too much, switching to this formation in game, you're just going to have so much space down the wing, and they're just not going to be able to know what to do. And then when they do start to defend wide, they're going to be, wait a minute, I've got them now running into my centre-backs, and my centre-backs can't cover it, and it's just the lovely thing about this formation. Like I said, this formation will get you the more counter-attacks, like you will get countered a lot more than the others, but it's worth it. You know, and if you can defend, and if you don't have a slow defence like me, if you have a fast defence, it's not really too much of a problem. Like I said, it is very good for attacking and getting back into the game especially. Now on to this one, the 3-5-2. This is probably the one that most players are most familiar with. When the 3-at-backs first started to get used, this is one I was using. This is the first 3-at-back I started using. There was, you know, I've got to give credit to people like RG11, Neil Guides, Foot Analysis, or whatever his name is. Them ones I can't remember off the top of my head what the name is properly, but this is one that everybody was using when the 3-at-backs first started getting used. And you can see again, balanced style, 4-bar, 4-bar instead of 5-bar, 5-bar, because like I said, this is the one where we're going to be defending a lot more. What I'd say by defending a lot more is basically like, you know, last 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of a game, you've got a 1-goal lead, you want to hold it out, but you still want the benefits of the 3-at-the-back. This is what this tactic is for. Long ball again, like I said, already explained, best one to use. Width for players in the box, instead of 6, we've gone down to 5. Only by 1, but you know, it's just to make sure you're not committing too many players forward for this formation. Like I said, you're holding out a game. Corners 2, free kicks 1. This is how it lines up in game. So it's basically the 3-4-1-2, but it's a 3-5-2 because the two in midfield are actually CDMs instead of centre mids. Left mid and right mid are a bit further back, and you can see that the 3 centre backs are a lot closer to the midfield, which like it just makes a more compact defence, especially like I said for closing out games. So let's move into the instructions. We've got the defence all on the same again, keeper on the same, all unbalanced. Now, like I said, with this one being to close out a game, it's not ratty tactics. As you can see, we're not going on like 1-bar width, 1-bar depth, drop back, but it's just, well, a defensive tactic. That's all I can really say. You want to stay back on your CDMs, balance defensive behaviour, interceptions normal, and then cover centre on both of them. Like I said, with 3-at-backs, your centre mids need to be on cover centre. So that's key for these. Right mid and left mid always the same. You know, they always do the same. If not, it just causes an imbalance in the team and causes so many problems. You might not think it does, but if you have only one on comeback on defence, that other side's just going to be completely open, and it just causes problems, so many problems. So again, come back on defence, balance width, get in behind, get into the box, normal interceptions. You can see that is the exact same on Mendy. Come back on defence, balance width, get in behind, get into the box for crosses and normal interceptions. Now the cam in this formation, I've got to get into the box. I've not got him on stay forward or anything because I want him to come back in this formation. Like I said, we're closing the game out. I want that extra bit of support. Stick to position this time instead of free roam, because with a free roam, if he goes out to the right a bit and we get countered, he's not going to be in the middle of the pitch to try and intercept one of them like through ball passes. So having him on stick to position is a lot better, and also when going forward, it's not that bad if he doesn't make, you know, the open gaps, if he doesn't run into him, because he's still going to be in the cam position, which is a playmaking role. And then onto the strikers. Again, Rooney on the right and Mbappe on the left. You can, whatever you feel like is right for you, put your strikers wherever you want. And also quickly as well, this is one of the great things about the 3-at-backs. If you have a lot of attackers or a lot of midfield players, whatever, what can play in different positions, you can do. Like you've seen on the other formation, I had Mbappe at right wing, I had Maradona at left wing. It doesn't matter, it still works. And as you can see in all formations, Mendy's at the left mid because he's my left back, and the right back always goes into centre back. So you know, it just allows a lot more diversity for squad building, which is what Ultimate Team's all about. For me, there shouldn't be chemistry or anything like that. It should just be your players have a position. You can put anybody in wherever they go, so you can use any centre back you want. They all get chemistry. You just can't put like a CDM at striker unless you change them to a striker. So that's how I think Ultimate Team should be. Anyway, enough talking about that. Just waffling on. Balance width for both the strikers. Getting behind, normal interceptions, and don't have it. I know this is a defensive tactic, but don't have them on comeback. Don't have them on stay forward. Keeping them on this is just gonna, it's just gonna keep the 3 at back diamond shape as it is now. It's just gonna keep it very, very, very compact. And if you have it on stay forward, you might not be able to get the ball to them because they're gonna be attacking. You know, you're holding onto the lead. They've got to go and get the win, so they're pressing you. So you want them close enough to your players that they can pick a pass, turn around, pass it on, or run with the ball, whatever you're doing in the situation. So yeah, this has basically been the 3 at the back formations. What I would say are the meta at the time, well, right now I think these are meta, like extremely meta. If you're an Elite 2 or Elite 1 player, use whatever you want, you know what you're comfortable with. This is basically what I'd say for average to not very good at the game. It's formations where I'm not an insane FIFA player, but I'm good enough where I can get goal free comfortably and I can play in Division 2, but like it also works in lower divisions for other players, because I know some people who have been using this in lower divisions and they've told me that it's worked before for them. So it's very brand in the aspect that everybody can use it, whereas if you're a top 100 player or whatever, you know what I mean, just they use tactics where if you copy them, their tactic and playstyle is going to be so much different to what normal players use. Like, they know exactly what everything does and how their teams play, and they have the absolute god squads, so the full team of the years, full icons, everything like that. The normal person doesn't have that squad. But thank you for listening in, guys. If this did help you in any way, make sure to drop a like. Also, leave in a comment, like I said, any formation that's been working good for you, any formation you want me to test out or try and make a video on, just let me know in the comments, guys. Like I said, like would be much appreciated. If you can subscribe, that'll be much appreciated. By the end of 2021, we want to be getting to, let's say 500 subs, boys. Can we get to 500 subs by the end of 2021? That would be insane. But for now, guys, I'll catch you later. It's been Turkish. Peace.